Hey folks, Dude here, coming to you on yet another Tuesday. I have already a bunch of people on the YouTube. I'm not saying it too loud, but you guys better catch up. What's going to be the aperitif, the beverage, and the libation for this evening? Well, it's something that my niece threw at me. She grabbed a couple of them. Obviously, she's like, canned beverage drinker, and it's the Newman's Own raspberry iced black tea. Is it really good? Well, let's give it a snoot and see what we say. I really don't get a tea thing at all. Those people on the Facebook side, I say hey. Those people on the YouTube side, I say hey. Steve Albers, Donnie C, and Logan Ray. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Is it any good? It kind of has a raspberry thing. It kind of has like a light, kind of non-carbonated thing. Is it really drinkable? Yeah, it's drinkable. It's tea-like. Is it thirst quenching? I guess so. John Yost, appreciate you hanging on, man. Or hanging out and coming by. I'm confusing words here. So anyway, way, shape, and form, we're looking at things. Let me throw maybe just a little bit more refraction on things. Let me cheat a little bit here. It's like it's great on one side and kind of on the other. So let me see if I can't cheat just a skosh more. A little bit more light. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. The thing that divergency is I'm actually running two computers simultaneously. So I'm actually running the home desktop computer, which is underneath the on my desk here. Obviously, I do have the computer hovel, as it were, and I'm running my I'm running my Dell, not in Lenovo, running my Dell laptop Win 10 configuration for the YouTube side. So essentially, I now have simulcast going on here, and obviously two different venues and all the good stuff like that there. So on the technical side, that is it in a nutshell. So the grateful stupidity liberals abase themselves with, for which to simply just hold above their head. Sound guy, I got this one. Trust me, I got this one. When libtards do things, it's just so obvious. It's obvious, okay? Obvious, okay? There's no way in the world that you can't know that they're not doing stuff except for what they're going to be doing, because they are. Well,
juggling thunder.
I don't know if I was going to say that one, but okay. Yeah. I was going to say that they're a bunch of king a-holes, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is, because they're a bunch of insensitive. I really want to say something else from here, but I put from there. Yeah, that's right. They're a bunch of those. Yeah, that's it. They're a bunch of those. There we go. That says it perfectly. Yeah, perfectly. They're a bunch of. But I put from there. That's exactly what they are. They're a bunch of those. Not bad, sound guy. Not bad. All right. So anyway, I don't know if you guys saw this or not. This is reading over from Breitbart.com. And of all things, a maskless Nancy Pelosi went to a San Francisco hair salon despite coronavirus restrictions. Oopsie. So she went in, she got her hair washed and blown dry. Here's the thing. If you go to one of those places, obviously the chick was wearing a mask and, she was doing the hairdressing thing, wearing a mask. You don't blow dry somebody's hair if you're worried about germs. Holy crap skis. Hair salon for a wash and a blowout despite local coronavirus restrictions. A move the salon owner called, quote, a slap in the face, end quote. Fox News obtained security footage showing the maskless, showing the maskless speaker walking through the San Francisco E-Salon on Monday, August 31. Read like yesterday. Salons throughout the city have been shut down for months, but were permitted for offering outdoor services beginning Tuesday, September 1. Today. Actually, you know what? There's another thing this day is. Come on. You know you want it. He's not doing it. Hang on a sec. I will be right back because it is. It is Ginger Cat Day. And I happen to have a ginger cat. It's Ginger Cat Day. Yes. He usually jumps on me except for when I want him on camera. Yes? No? He's not looking happy with me. He's like, I want to be on camera. But it's Ginger Cat Day. All right. Stephen Oliver, appreciate you coming on with that, dude. So anyway, Pelosi did this. Salon owner Erica Kios, Kious, told Fox News she learned of the speaker's visit after one of the stylists who rents a chair from the salon informed her of the speaker's appointment the day prior. Kios, I'm just going to say Kios, describes Pelosi's action as a slap in the face. According to Fox News, quote, this is obviously a hairdresser speaking, quote, I was like, are you kidding me right now? Do I let this happen? What do? Kios told Fox News while noting that she, quote unquote, can't control what her stylists do. Is you tell the person, don't. I really want to cuss here. Hang on a sec. Let me do this correctly. Hang on. We're going to do this correctly here without breaking my protocols of not trying to cuss. Don't. Hang on. Let me try that again. Don't. King do that without having the proper protocols in place. Don't King do that. All right, that's about as clean as I can get. CDC says apparently reporting that, I'll get into that, Logan. Trust me on that one. That is another news flash I got. So anyway, don't King do that right now. Pelosi got the wash and blow out, the latter of which Kios is a no-go. According to the coronavirus safety guidelines for the hair salon, the directive from the city's Department of Health states that salons and barbershops should, and that's a hypertext word if you want to click on it, consider temporarily eliminating services that require lengthy blow drying. One of the primary services that Pelosi reportedly enjoys. Ew. So she's a skank who wants a BJ. Ew. Kios, a single mom, stated that she's been, quote, fighting for 6 months for a business that took me 12 years to build to reopen. She originally planned to reopen the salon in July, taking the necessary safety precautions to adhere to local and statewide restrictions. However, she says they never let us open. But Pelosi can walk right in there. Holy crap. Now, it goes on and on and on and on, but there's also a related story. Here's the related story from thedailywire.com. News! Pelosi admits breaking lockdown for salon visit, blames business, says she did nothing wrong. I really ever experienced doing this podcast to keep from cursing like a United States Marine would. I'm like on the razor's edge here, folks, and this is a dull blank, so I'm on the razor's edge here, folks, of being able to just the amount of self-control I'm exercising right now. You guys have no iota of the self-control I am utilizing at this very moment to keep from just like like at least 5 minutes straight to express what I feel about Nancy Pelosi at this current point in time. You disgusting liberal skank. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get. CDC doesn't know. Thank Logan Ray going back and forth with Stephen Albers. probably just a really lame. Okay. All right. Somebody scroll down to the Daily Wire story, which was written by Amanda Prestigiacomo. Posted up September 1, 2020. Read like today. DailyWire.com. On Tuesday, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat, California, released a statement via her deputy chief of staff confessing to breaking city lockdown rules to get her hair done indoors in a San Francisco salon on Monday, seemingly without wearing a mask. Pelosi, however, admitted to not any wrongdoing, instead shifting blame to the salon she visited. Folks, if there was ever a time that I was like on that ragged razor edge of just going, I gotta cuss! Today is just that day. You fakaka duty flipping liberal secondary nasty words. Skank! Bitch. Quote! Quote! The speaker always wears a mask and complies with local COVID requirements, end quote. Said a statement Pelosi's deputy chief of staff, Drew Hamill, according to Fox KTVU. Man. I'm playing Melancholy Baby here, man. Holy crap. Quote, this business offered the speaker to come in on Monday and told her they were allowed throughout the city to have one customer at a time in the business. End quote. Hamill added, quote, the speaker complied with the rules as presented to her by this establishment. You lying mother bakaka doty skank or bitch. No, you did not. Man, I'm telling you. Oh man. Stephen Albert's in the room. Whoever invented swearing, like the sailor who never had the privilege of meeting United States Marines. I'll tell you what, man. As a Marine, the Navy guys could teach you a few things about cussing. Because you want to talk about being in the hold of the vessel, working your ass off without any daylight for weeks at a time. Trust me, they have some of the most creative cussing using various flower language from a pantheon of different cultures. Trust me, they know how to cuss in the United States Navy. See you in the funny papers. Exactly, Logan Ray. I'll see you in Toledo. Security footage taken with the small business provided a Fox News and no mask walking through the salon on Monday. Well, that might be just breaching a few protocols there. COVID protocols at that. It's broken. All right. Time to go with something carbonated. 7-Eleven has a soda out, and it is a sugar cola. They also have a ginger ale. They also have a root beer. They also have a diet. I'm more interested in the stuff that has sugar in it, and it does have sugar. Is it good soda? It's all right. Barry K. Sean, appreciate you coming on by, dude. Just give me 1 second here. That's a little bit better than the tea, but it's not Pepsi. But I'm refusing to drink Pepsi right now because all their Black Lives Matter contributions. So I'm not drinking Pepsi at the moment, and I'm trying not to drink too much Pepsi in the first place, mostly because I'm trying not to drink a whole hell of a lot of soda anyway. So I'm really trying to curtail my soda intake, also because ticker work and all the rest of that good stuff and, caffeine and what have you. And, of course, I'll be bouncing off the walls and, of course, going out to drive, bouncing off the walls. It'd be a little bit of work. So anyway, Beta Talk. Dude, appreciate you coming by, dude. I was tattooed on my butt. I swear like a truck driver, curse like a sailor, S word, so S hit, like a dock worker, and F word, so like fakaka duty, like a Marine. I have lived my life to the full. That is definitely the mark of greatness right there. I forget who it was, but the guy's like, be sure when you inter me to bury me face down. And the guy goes, well, why would you want that? He goes, so that way everybody can come by, can take a look at me and have to kiss my ass. All right, on that one, so Pelosi basically did these things, and she's now saying that, the father, you know the protocols. You are representing the entire flipping state. You are a House Speaker in the House of Congress of the United States. You bitch-ass motherfather, you need to be booted out of office. You need to be given a ride out on the rail, tarred and feathered, any other good thing that you possibly could think of. Personally, I'd like to see her ass duct taped to a pier piling at low tide. And then you just see her going, the water's rising. Yeah, the water's rising. By the way, enjoy the ride when that nice loose tape starts scrubbing up and down on the barnacles. Keel hauling. It's a lost art form. Enough of that, bitch. I need a palate cleanser. AG Barr, read like the Attorney General William Barr, and this is coming from Breitbart yet again, said Tuesday. So apparently they're picking up intelligence. Man, if more people were less paranoid, I would understand things just a bit better. But everybody is so flipping paranoid. Oh, the government's looking at me. Oh, they're going to be hearing all my conversations. They're going to listen in on all my listening devices. If the government was that freaking good, first and foremost, Waco would have been taken care of before it was actually Waco. Ruby Ridge would have been taken care of before it actually had been taken care of. The guy trying to pop JFK would have been shot in the street like a dog. The guy trying to shoot Reagan would have been shot in the street like a dog. If the technology and the manpower was that freaking good in the United States government, all these things would have been stopped before they happened. Now, they're really good at picking up the pieces after the fact and going, yeah, well, we are now doing some hardcore investigation, and they finally figured out, oh yeah, that was a rental truck rented by this jackass that put his own name on the receipt. Oops. If you're going to be a bad guy, you don't rent equipment. You steal it. That's just my 2 cents on how to do criminal activities. But anyway, so Attorney Barr said Tuesday that federal agents had picked up information alleging that, quote unquote, violent instigators from outside Wisconsin were traveling to Kenosha to attack law enforcement amid protests sparked by the police-involved shooting of Jacob Blake. No S-word, Sherlock, keep digging Watson. If these guys were that damn good, man, they would know everything, okay? Less fakaka-duty paranoia because the U.S. government is not that good. At all. At all. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of stuff that seems to be going out now, all this scuttlebutt about, this information coming out now about, the fake filings on COVID and, all the deaths that were not exactly attributable to it and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It is normal freaking happenstance for people to act like a-holes and for the police to catch up later. The cops rarely, and I do mean exceedingly rarely, walk up and go, oh, look, there's a guy with a pistol out. He's sticking up that guy. Hey, you, freeze. Or knew, a la Minority Report, what dude was going to do before he's going to do it. The classic line of thinking from any psychiatrist, psychologist, or any of those guys is you ask them, okay, you've had this guy as your patient for 30 years now, and you knew he was, psychotic. Did you know that he was going to XYZ when he did? And they're going to go, why, no, we can't be inside somebody else's head and know their thoughts. No, unfortunately, you can't know their thoughts because you're a bunch of flipping morons. Catching up and knowing what happened after the fact. It is rarely finding what's going to have to happen unless you plan that thing accordingly. And I always express to people simply as this. The way the government works is like pretty much you're trapped in a room with a fly. You're running around with a sledgehammer trying to get the fly. The fly is flying around and you're smacking holes in the wall and you're smacking dents in the ground and you're just swinging like crazy like a whirling dervish trying to get the fly. You're making a whole hell of a lot of noise. You're making a whole hell of a lot of instigation. You're not really getting a whole hell of a lot of effect as of yet. But when you finally connect, it is a nuclear strike on an anthill. That is the way the U.S. government works. It is a sledgehammer trying to hit a fly. When it finally connects, it is overkill. But for it to actually connect, it is the most inefficient, long, drawn-out, disgusting affair of wasted time and effort you will ever witness. Scroll down, beta talk, beta. Howdy, dude. Another great podcast as usual. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I think that's why the soy boys didn't want to rent a cement mixer when they tried to seal up the Seattle PD and burn him alive. Turns out they're too weak to hand mix concrete. Oh, man. How about the one guy that tried to draw down on Rittenhouse and he got zapped in the arm and he's like holding the pistol going, a la Jim Carrey with the spears in his legs. Man, I tell you what, him center punching those three maggots and dropping them on their dicks was absolutely spot the freak on. And the cops are even like, yeah, it was a good website that I made mention of, and I put my money into it. Now, I got to tell you guys how it's because me being the snarky little, how do I express this without expressing it thusly? I'm just going to express it. I'm a snarky little piece of crap. So anyway, I have I got a credit card, okay? And I'm not happy about the fact I have this credit card, but I have a credit card from a credit card company. And let's just say they're not the happiest people when you buy firearms-related stuff using their card. Now, in terms of that company, you can draw from it what it is, okay? But that's the way that those guys work, and that's the way that they are, and they're not going to change up and be any different because that's just how they are. I mean, they're not going to be anybody any different. Oh, man, see you guys over the YouTube side. Howard Rohrbach, and, of course, John Yost. Hey, you guys hanging out there. Appreciate that stuff. But, yeah, man, it's just a lot of bad juju. You know, that's about as good as I'm going to put it. But, man, I'll tell you what, me making that deposit and stating my place into it was essentially just, I really felt the need to stick up for Rittenhouse, mostly because the kid pretty much has gotten the shaft from all libtard stuff. Now, the thing about it is you can go to the website and you can make a donation. It is very, very easy to get there. It is just simply www.give, like you're giving something to somebody, send, like you're sending something to somebody, go, like you're going there. So givesendgo.com. You go to that website and you will make a donation towards the defense for Rittenhouse that is not in a situation where they go, oh, man, we really can screw with you in the process, and we'll just take the thing down because politically we just want you to not win. So anyway, if you go to givesendgo.com/golf uniform Charlie Zebra, you will make that kind of goodness happen. And you know what? I think I'm just going to drop that in the room just to be, you know, me being me. So www.givesendgo. So I'm not just typing this in here real fast, so you guys can figure this out for yourselves. It's not hard. Givesendgo.com / capitals golf uniform Charlie Zebra. And you go there and you will be making good stuff. So let me go over here real quick. Clicky, bam, in the room. You guys can just go there. And I threw a quick fitty at him. So I threw my fitty box at it. And the last time I looked at it, it was trying to raise $200,000. Now I looked at it was like about a day or so ago. It was already over $267,000. Now, the lawyer is like, dude, I got my ass chomping teeth on, and I am ready to take down some people. So it is going to be really interesting to see how it shakes out for a kid who's on the ground with a bunch of guys whomping crap at him with skateboards and other stuff to defend himself with a legally carried firearm. And, of course, the bad guys basically getting their asses handed to them. It's going to be really interesting to see how this works, but it is a good shoot. So anyway, he's scrolly. Oh, man. I really don't really want to talk about him too much. Excuse me 1 second here. Why, he's just a down-home boy from Pennsylvania. No, he's not. He's a political hack from Democrat-run, Democrat-impoverished, and Democrat-overlorded Delaware. The only reason why Delaware is so flush with cash is because everybody goes over there and they go to Rehoboth and they go to the other tourist destinations for about half the year. That place is just inundated. The locals just don't go to that side of the state. They stay on the other side of the state. But anyway, Fox News, reading this from AnalyzingAmerica.com, reported that Tucker Carlson's Democrat nominee Joe Biden's most recent speech, calling it what, quote, may have the most thoroughly dishonest speech ever given by a major presidential candidate. Wow. Whoa. Ouch. Carlson claimed, quote, virtually every word of it was the opposite of the truth, and that dishonesty was literally beyond belief. Oh, man, that's really all I need to say there. Joe Biden, man. I love the one video where it's like there's now the fact checkers on Facebook going, that's not really what happened, was when you see Biden falling asleep during like a speech or something. And they're like, well, that didn't happen then. That happened during Obama's time in office. He wasn't really asleep. He was just resting. Okay, it doesn't matter. He fell asleep during one of Obama's things, and that was like how many years ago? Like 5, 6 years ago? He's now supremely an old fart. Oh, man. What could you possibly say about Joe Biden? But he's old. Oh, man, is he old. And he's not even like cruising along. Here's the age wall. And he's like, splat. Ow. Oh. Hey. What happened? I don't know. Who are you talking to? Me. Stop. What? Oh, before you know it, he's like the doddering old guy who's trying to make sense and getting more and more insensible as the days accrue. Off the teleprompter, man. Holy crap. He's like, I love Cheetos and piglets and then I talk about tornadoes and, there's so many times I have to flush the toilet. It's like, what? Beta talk in the room. Biden, Pelosi, Hillary, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Weekend at Bernie's 3. Rave to the grave. Oh, man. I tell you what, if anybody is on that list right now you're talking about, Buzzy Ginsburg, where the hell is she? I mean, if she's supposedly the definition of somebody sitting on the Supreme Court, it is a lifetime position to the point where you are unable to utilize your faculties to thoroughly execute the position, blah, 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 blah. Now, the thing about it is she's had cancer episodes like 4 or 5 times. She's had numerous surgeries in the last couple of years. She says she's working from home. Okay, the workload of the Supreme Court is like working in the Congress and Senate. It's like 6 months. And if you ask anybody in the industry, how hard is it to be a Supreme Court justice? Most of those guys are like senators and they're like congressmen. They have a band of gaggling morons who are seeking to make themselves notable in the law virtuous things. And they're trying to work the way of potentially being someone who's going to be a higher up and someone who's going to be more involved and someone who's going to be potentially in line to be in a position of high jurisprudence. Biden, Logan. Biden was going over the speech he had written inside his eyelids. I like that. That's good. Just resting my eyes for about 5 minutes. But, sir, you've been asleep for an hour and a half. Oh, I lost track of time. As if you guys in Canada don't have enough problems going on, too, with your guy, man. Holy crap. If you want to talk about somebody who comes across as the effete, foppish, I'm trying to be really politically correct here on, Facebook. But the foppish, effete, effeminate. There we go. Foppish, effete, effeminate, lip-wristed, just wishy-washy, squishy, girly boy. That seems to be how it's posited across for the leader of the prime minister. Oof. Just taking that before I go to sleep. Have you seen the parody songs of him sniffing kids? Oh, man. I do find it interesting, though, that now, since we have a AG with a set of nuts, all this stuff with Pedogate is now starting to come out. You're starting to see a whole bunch of stuff starting to happen. All the things associated with Epstein is now starting to kind of leak over the edges, and it's getting interesting. Now, here's one of the dirty little secrets, and I don't know if you guys heard this news story or not. This is me just ripping off something I read, but supposedly associatedly able to deal with each other. So they were around. So anyway, Trump and Epstein were kind of like associatedly, they either knew each other, passed each other in hallways. Trump was like, the guy that owned Mar-a-Lago. Epstein would come on by and play a round of golf or hang out or, jerk off in the men's room. Yeah, whatever the hell he was doing over there. So anyway, Epstein was going there. And he was a member. Now, the thing was, he was a member until such time that Donald Trump found out that Epstein, this is where it gets creepy, folks, hit on a 14-year-old kid. At that point, Donald Trump was like, you know what? Get the hell out of here. And probably said something even stronger than that. So, those people are positing this notion of Trump is this or Trump is that. Trump does look out for the kids. And that was something he could not tolerate. He literally booted Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago and was like, get the bleep out of here. It's a mess up here, dude. I know, man. I know. But you got free healthcare and cheap weed. So everything in Canada is perfect now. You got free healthcare and cheap weed. That should keep everybody happy. Strong beer. Okay. Strong beer, cheap weed, free healthcare. You guys are set. But let's ban all the semi-automatic firearms and anything else that goes bang. Are you sure the guys from Quebec aren't leaking out eastward and then going back around the country from the rest of the way of the planet and going, oh, we'll just sneak in on the west side coming through, Saskatchewan, and we'll just cruise on through, nobody will know we're coming from the west side of the country. I don't know, dude. I think the Quebecois are loose for too long. That's the thing most people don't realize is the separation of Quebec and Canada versus the separation of England and Scotland was very, very close in line with one another. It absolutely was one of those things where there was like the razor edge, literally the razor edge of almost voted enough to separate. So it's also a case now where pretty much you have the whole kind of, tensions and what have you. But yeah, it's like the rest of the French guys. I mean, they're always pissy about somebody, pissy French guys. It's just how they roll, man. They like being just annoyed at something. It is because you guys are so and so instead of French. No, you're just annoying. Stop. Just stop. Ugh, I don't get it. I really, truly don't get it with the French, man. It's like they think that they're like better than everybody else because they're French. Stephen Allers had a buddy's day in Canada, says F. Trudeau and him and his dad became Americans. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome to the country. Good stuff like that there. Welcome to the country, and I'm sure you're going to have a good time here. And yes, you still can find poutine, so don't even worry about it. If you have a really, really raging hard on for some authentic poutine, you can go on Amazon and you can get tins of the gravy, which, okay, the last trip that Mrs. Dude and my niece and I took up to Canada, we were in Nova Scotia eating it with the local places, and we were having some poutine. And normally you get poutine, and it has the curds, which are like, really just like very new cheese, squeaky cheese. If you want to go out to the Midwest, like the Wisconsin guys, it's squeaky cheese. You chew on it and it squeaks. And this almost brown when they fry it up. So they're like really like hardcore, good, really fresh, like just cut, just fried, awesome, on point French fries. The cheese, believe it or not, was not like the classic curd stuff. It actually was mozzarella, and actually it's starting to melt a little bit. We discovered right then and there, it was not the fries, it was not the cheese, it is the gravy. It is always going to be the gravy that makes or breaks a good poutine. Now, the other thing, too, is also I found out when you're in Canada, it's about the same thing as Appalachia and Appalachia. If you say Appalachia, the guys in Appalachia, no, you are not from Appalachia. You are a guy from outside of Appalachia because nobody pronounces it Appalachia. It's Appalachia. That is the correct way to say it. And if you say Appalachia to an Appalachian, they're going to go, oh, yeah, he ain't from around here. Same thing with poutine. Poutine is either poutine, or if you go further towards Quebec, it becomes Putin. Poutine is the correct pronunciation of poutine, not Putin. Even though the French guys insist it should be Putin, not Poutine. I think they kind of mix it up and make it more Poutine. As opposed to poutine, it's like, almost like a Putin thing. So it's not Russian. All right, let me scroll over here. Something else I got going on. Somebody else mentioned this in the room, and I wanted to broach this as well. Now, Mrs. Dude, being asthmatic, being somebody with obviously, the same thing as I got. She's got a scar too. She's had heart surgery. She has asthma. Obviously, she's a diabetic. So she's got all these things in line, like, things to be scared about, for COVID-19 and, the virus thing's horrible and all the rest of this stuff. Even me now as a unstable. Ooh. Okay, so anyway, I've always said that, I'm not a heart patient. I'm, more of a person who was affected by like plumbing issues. Because truly I have high blood pressure, which might be actually coordinated because I have, an old back injury, crush injury on, my back's arthritic as crap. And, it's not the best shape. So all that puts compression on the spinal column, which can induce high blood pressure. Kidney function, your kidneys actually can make your blood pressure high. But if you have stuff going on with your spinal column in compression, you can freak your heart out and make yourself have high blood pressure. Now, obviously, I'm on meds and stuff. I mean, I take way too many meds. I take a ton of vitamins too. So I'm mixing that one up and trying to stay as healthy as possible. Eating a little bit better, all the rest of that good stuff. But anyway, so she's been like deathly afraid of COVID. And I was like, you know what? On its face, and I'm like spot on logical, man. I mean, I know when things are what they are, and I can call them for what they are. Like, the doctor says, okay, you're really jacked up, you need surgery. It's like, all right, what kind of surgery? Oh, you need open heart. It's like, all right, well, how bad am I? He throws the stats at me, and it's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. I'm a realist, okay? I know that it's going to suck, and it still is like on the very, very fringe of being fully recovered, but I knew these things have to happen and need to be done. It is what it is on its face. It is reality. You have to express it as such and thusly see it for what it is. No BS, no varnishing, no crap. Just call it for what it is. Now, Mrs. Dude has been like deathly afraid. I saw this thing for what it was like 2 or 3 months ago. I'm like, this virus is crap, man. This thing is nothing. And she's like, well, all these stats and the rest of this stuff. It's like, no, the death rate's nothing. And I was saying this like 2, 3 to her. And I don't know what it is. It's like phasing in and out of like connection unstable. So anyway, I posted a picture of Mrs. Dude on Facebook, and the picture was like a bar graph. And the top of it is like contracted cases of COVID-19. And it's like going like, not like a spiraling skyward number, but it's like meandering up, and it's got its numbers, and it's up there, okay? But the death rate is like, basically a really almost a flat line with just a slight bump and a slight adjustment for death rate. Now, here's the thing. Candace Owens, and she's quoting this one earlier, 12 hours ago, quote, the CDC now claims that 94% of all coronavirus deaths were supplementary, meaning the person had comorbidities. Translation, they died from something other than COVID. Holy Jesus Christ in heaven. How many times do you need to express it that they didn't die from COVID? If you have some old guy that's had cancer for 20 years and it takes him down and he just so happens to have COVID, COVID didn't kill him. Less than 10,000 Americans have died from COVID-19 alone. Hashtag COVID virus is and has always been a hoax. Democrats masked an impoverished America to rig an election. Oh, Logan, you're kidding me, dude. Wow. We need more guys like that then, Logan. And no matter where they're from, we need guys like that. But anyway, so Candace Owens is now spreading the word. People are seeing it for what it is. And in fact, sound effect on that one. Let's see. Maryland has gone. Stage 3, meaning we now can have 50% capacity in bars and restaurants and live performances, which means hopefully the guys that I actually am a band tech for, read like a roadie, I'm going to be able to go out and do some gigs. Finally, our guys are going to be allowed to go out and jam. Finally. Holy crap. Pathless Travel, dude, could Kim Klacik ever be Miss Dude 2.0? I'm married, dude. I've been married for like 11 years now. I'm hopelessly stuck. Hopelessly stuck. And she's feisty too, because there's other things going on I'm not going to get into. Yeah, but Mrs. Dude is Mrs. Dude, and she's the formidable Mrs. Dude. Why? Because she's Mrs. Dude and has
I've got balls of steel.
Well, maybe ovaries, but yeah, she's possibly got ovaries of steel. she probably, no, that's the wrong ding, man. That's the wrong ding. Right, exactly. She's got ovaries of steel. There you go. And if I don't do things right, yeah, you got that right, dude, because it is not going to be
Death by snoo-snoo.
Oh, no. There's going to be no snoo-snoo to be had. Trust me. It will be full on. You know it, brother. I'm going to get it hard, strong, and it ain't going to be pretty. But you know what? We're coming up on a 15-minute time period. So you know what that means? It means that it is definitely time for... That's right, Kari. So I was eating some sushi earlier, and I have some gari, which is basically the pickled ginger that you use as a palate cleanser when you eat your sushi. So let's just give that a try, just as a constant to see if we are still up to snuff. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, that's good. Essentially, gari is just a pickled ginger. It's a little intense, but it's good. And what happens is it is one of those things. It's like you take a bite of the sushi and have this really fishy thing going on. You take some of the gari and it cleanses your palate. Obviously, you take a sip of some green tea or some ice water. In this case, I'm cheating like hell. But anyway, so I did myself a palate cleansing, and I think I need to have a, well, combo. So I'm going to be doing a Pringles and Gary potato chip. Why? Because I'm... That's why. Okay, so I'm going to do myself a sack of like 3 of these guys, and I'm going to pile some Gary on there because I really think that Pringles should be making a Gary potato chip. Why? Because it's strange enough to be just flipping amazing. Everybody should be trying this stuff, and everybody should be eating this stuff. Why? Because I think it should be. So I commit it to you. Oh. That is actually not bad. I really got to say, that was kind of one of those things. I was looking around pre-show going, hey, what's the weird? I had some sushi. You know, I had some Gary. I think the Gary I got in my refrigerator is probably better than the Gary in the package of sushi that I had. It was absolutely just, you know, fabricated California roll. It was just kind of eh. So I committed to you. Just give me. Oh. That's good. That is actually surprisingly good. I'd hate to say it, though. It actually has this really strange thing going on. It almost has like a Fruity Pebbles thing going on. It almost has like a Fruity Pebbles thing going on. It's the strangest damn flavor combo. Oh. It's not bad. And I rather like Gary, so I've been known to eat this. You can see how low the jar is. I've been known to eat that stuff by itself. And it really doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of calories. So you can hoover that stuff. And, I mean, you literally can just, you know. And you will have no problem whatsoever. And, well, you probably should try it on your own because, well, if I don't eat it, who will? Oh, come on. It's not that bad. Stop. So anyway, looking around. Oh, what is Gary? Okay, if you wish to find it there, Logan, what it is Gari. Gari. And it is a pickled ginger. You would say it's probably going to be like a side item along with sushi that the Japanese have. So Gari, Gari. And it's essentially just pickled ginger, but it's really good. It's kind of like almost like a vinegared, bitey, kicky, kind of spicy thing going on. It's really an interesting flavor combo. I mean, ever since I started eating sushi, I've been just like perfectly addicted to this stuff. It's just great. So anyway, that one's good. And that was, you know, today's episode of me eating weird stuff again. So, you know, it's just, if I don't do it, who will? Because that's right. If I don't, who will? All right, so let me scrolly. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but Facebook has got and had a reality check from Donald Trump like you don't want to know. Yeah, they're a bunch of cocky liberal buttholes, but you know what? They know what side of the toast their bread is buttered on. Why? Because they know if the U.S. Department of Justice starts lighting their asses on fire, they're in trouble. And we're not going to talk about just a little bit of trouble either. Oh, no. We're talking about they are not going to be able to. Oh, no. It might even be, well, technological
Fatality.
Well, it could be that. But, you know, if they keep messing around and Donald Trump decides to light a fire under them, yep, they're going to feel it. It's not going to be pretty for them. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of times where they think they got away with stuff, but
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. Mostly because when the government decides by swinging that sledgehammer that they want to hit the fly, you are going to have a hell of a yeah. It's when you finally contact that fly, man, it's just a mess. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's going to be something like there you go, right there. Mr. Fly got sick by a sledgehammer. So anyway, Facebook has suffered a little bit of
retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Yep, Facebook has had a little bit of its comeuppance now, and they said expressly this message from Facebook: update to our terms. Effective October 1, 2020, Section 3.2 of our Terms of Service will be updated to include, quote, we also can remove or restrict access to your content, services, or information if we determine that doing so is reasonably necessary to avoid or mitigate adverse legal or regulatory impacts to Facebook, end quote. Translation, they know they're about to get not even like a little finger, not even like a little finger anal examination. It's not going to be like, it's not going to be like, no, it's not going to be a little, it's going to be like, yeah, man, they're going to get fisted like a San Francisco transsexual seeking validation. Man, I'll tell you what, when they finally decide to hoover these guys, it's going to be fun. And it's going to be interesting because there's going to be a lot of times when they've done this to people. And I would get in on this. I really, truly would, because I've been jailhoused so many times. I've had so much of my content buggered with. Of course, there's now the fact check crap. There's all the games they're playing. And of course, there's all the times they basically have inconvenienced me from being able to speak with people, to converse with people, to make posts and express my opinion on things simply because I fell into the no-no zone of Facebook. Now, the best thing I can say about that one is, of course, Mark Zuckerberg.
You dick!
Well, okay, that's perfectly fine. I wasn't thinking that exactly, but sure, why not? All right, so anyway, the thing about it is of course they have brought about that thing where they poked the bear too much, and people now have got enough piss off that they bitch to the government. So they bitch to the government, and of course, the government says, okay, well, we better fix this thing. Yeah, we're gonna fix it right now. Yeah, it's never anything good. So anyway, I would dearly hope that there's going to be a class action suit where a bunch of people can really chime in and make it physically, financially, and morally hurt to the point where you hear Mark Zuckerberg just walk out in back of his house, look at his phone, and see what happened, and then he's now seeking validation for just his total and complete ability to just voice his hurt and wrenching of soul. It's I would dearly love for somebody to just walk up to him and just go, Mark Zuckerberg, you've been served. Hit him with a piece of paper. And then he just bursts into flame. But that would be exactly how I hope things happen. But what I think really is going to happen is I hope there's a class action suit. If there is a class action suit, I will definitely jump on board and I will seek some form of financial compensation for everything that I've been put through. Because you know what? Don't screw with a pack of rabid Jewish lawyers, because they're just going to rip you to appreciate your immense attention you guys give to me. I know you got Tuesdays where a bunch of other stuff is on. Maybe not so much sports anymore, because, well, the sports guys really have kind of screwed the pooch, man. Man, you want to talk about invalidating their very existence. You want to talk about how much they piss people off. That is most definitely the sports guys and everything they've done. What have they burned? Well, the BLM has burned basketball. They burned football. They burned Major League Baseball. They burned NASCAR. I don't know how many other sports these guys can completely fuck-a-duty up before they run out of things to ruin. Holy crap skis, man. Yeah, Logan, spontaneous combustion. Would you rather deal with dude pissed off at Facebook? Well, you know what? I'm really not that pissed off at Facebook. I'm the cooler king, man. Just like, the Steve McQueen guy that was in the Great Escape, he just basically gets his ball, he gets his glove, he just goes back in the cooler and he's just romping the ball off the wall, tweaking the German guards, going, yeah, man, life is good. I'm back in my box. So anytime you guys give me that 30 days, it makes no difference to me. I'm still going to do what I do. I'm not going to stop being me in any way, shape, or form, and I will never, ever seek to invalidate my personal ethics by switching up at midstream and trying to be something that I'm not. That's invalid. That's fake. That's dishonest. That's just how I don't roll like that. That's just not me. Well, anyway, I appreciate your kind attention, you folks hanging out with me tonight. Coming up on a 10 o'clock time period. All you guys on the YouTube side. Holy crap. This is so cool. I got a bunch of people in the room conversing, all the good stuff. Now, YouTube, the way it works is the video will not post up instantly unless you have the actual link. I don't know why it does that. It's just really, really annoying. But anyway, appreciate your kind attention. I'm going to break off on this one. Yeah, exactly, Beta Talk. And there's still women's summer volleyball. Oh, that's probably a lesbian-related thing with somebody's going to get tweaked off at something and jack with them. And yeah, that's how that one rolls. So anyway, appreciate your content. Do be sure to check out Around the Cabin, aroundthecabin.com, Around the Cabin News, Around the Cabin Black Zone Trade, Around the Cabin Food, Around the Cabin Cannabis. Of course, you can find me, like you guys have seen me on Facebook for the moment. Don't have a 30-day. It's amazing. I'm still live. It's incredible. I still have another 30 days running. No, I'm actually on live and on Facebook. Holy crap, my stars and garters. I don't know what to do with myself. Except maybe not do too much of calling out on something that might burn me. Yeah, I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. You can also find me on Twitter as 80SPCC, and I truly, truly appreciate your kind attention. Find me on YouTube as 80s Podcast Channel. Find me on Facebook as Dude Jerky. And sneak peek. You guys don't know it, but there's a little bit of a sneak peek going on, and it looks just more than a little bit like... It looks a little bit like this. Be posting up a video. And you guys will see what this is. This. Yeah. This thing right here. The black obelisk currently on your screen. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to break up with this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. You got many other things to do, but you guys hung out with me, and I appreciate your kind attentions. You guys, you get a gold star for attendance. I thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys later. Equal keep tendering as always. You know you love it, and like I usually say, come on, mouse, wake up. Okay, then don't wake up. Oh, you trackpad. Catch you guys later. Have a good one. See you guys.